no more about local daily updates. I daily updates so. Ɛyɛ asɛmpa dwumadie so ɛkɔsi sɛn na ɛyɛ Mustapha Bandi. Yɛka Mustapha Bandi ɔyɛ deputy director of operation at the presidency. Waka asɛm sɛ Akufo-Addo should be placed under house arrest. Ɛdi nti na ɔbɛka sɛ ɔsɛ hwɛ MB before complaining say Richard Jakpa the national security and the BNI operatives they are witch hunting the and as move ready among for you know because Akufo-Addo will also put you into house arrest because their findings, any state person they suspect you say you have mismanaged, you have looted the state, they are coming after you. This their ranting, their comments cannot change the agenda of what their plans of what hunting or witch hunting those state people are more loot to the country. And what the deputy general secretary, also a deputy director of operations at the presidency, say Akufo-Addo be put or placed under house arrest because he's also part of the statesman, and though the state or those who occupy the state position, they are going after them. So Akufo-Addo should be put under house arrest. So you're going to go to deputy director of operations at the presidency.
Of rates are a more year. Echo old appointees fee, echo fast CCTV cameras, and Nyoma Bebrino. You are destroying our democracy. And Mustapha Bandi, you are the Deputy General Secretary of the NDC. You work at the presidency. You are in charge of operations there. What do you have to say?
Well, I think when you put the operation at the presidency title on my neck, you are confining me to a refined communication. But I don't want to refine this communication because we need to be brutal to the truth.
Okay, yes.
The game is yet to begin. Obi, let me tell you, the minority can go and bend the sea. Any former government appointee who is on the record to have cheated the people of Ghana, dissipated public funds, stolen same, that person will be arrested. Let me assure you that even if it has to do with President Akufo-Addo and he has to be put under house arrest, that will be given effect. You are shielding criminals.
CCTV cameras and Nyoma Bebrino. You are destroying our democracy. And Mustapha Bandi, you are the Deputy General Secretary of the NDC. You work at the presidency. You are in charge of operations there. What do you have to say?
Well, I think when you put the operation at the presidency title on my neck, you are confining me to a refined communication. But I don't want to refine this communication because we need to be brutal to the truth.
Okay, yes.
The game is yet to begin. Obi, let me tell you, the minority can go and bend the sea. Any former government appointee who is on the record to have cheated the people of Ghana, dissipated public funds, stolen same, that person will be arrested. Let me assure you that even if it has to do with President Akufo-Addo and he has to be put under house arrest, that will be given effect. You are shielding criminals with what they are doing. Individuals have squandered money. They've been in positions and done things that Ghanaian people believe that something went wrong. That is why MPP had 38%. Ghanaians are looking for President Mahama.
NPP had 41%, not to distract you. But when you have 41%, not
I knew 38%. I don't know
the official gazetted figure.
Now you trust the electoral commission. I don't trust the electoral commission figures. I know we had 38%. That is what even the media people projected.
Mustapha Bandi, don't let us argue that 41. Just move on. 41%.
But in any case, it has never happened in the history of our country.
That's fine.
That's fine. So I'm saying that the hue and cry from the minority is uncalled for. In fact, it's a reflection of ignorance because Onipa is ready in the field. Onkoya complain or police stations will be a members of the minority are not legal representatives of the person in question. How do you then come out to say, hungry NDC people in national security is a penny market richer than anybody? Has he adduced any shred of evidence to show how one of these officers was rather engaged in stealing either than executing and undertaking lawful entry, lawful investigation processes? Are we now living in a country where we are not educated? That anybody goes to organize a press conference and says anything and we bury the substance of the issues? Are you not surprised that Addison is a spy on Bank of Ghana as we are speaking today? Are you not surprised?
But that narrative also has not been proven. At least there is no evidence.
Has that narrative been disagreed? Has it been denied? Addison's house, is he an extension of Bank of Ghana such that we find money boxes in his house? Is he a vault? So don't you think that persons who have occupied high positions where there's a belief of wrongdoing, if such persons are being subjected to investigation, we shouldn't be doing what we are doing? The minority and the current crop of MPP in parliament, not the whole party, because what is happening, we have the support of the party. Look, all the information we have on MPP former appointees, we got it from their own party people. We didn't get it from journalists. So I cannot say that all MPP people are not happy about this, but I'm saying that the current crop of people in parliament, including some of whom will be arrested soon for their role in the previous government, they are trying to use their voice in parliament to shield, to prevent, and to subvert lawful investigation in order to bring appointees of the former government to book. That is what they are seeking to do. Nothing else, nothing more. And you, Obi, you will be one of the people to hold President Mahama accountable, sir. You made us believe that you hold former appointees who have stolen money or otherwise responsible.
Sure. What
has happened to that promise? So if we follow the voices of these minority people in parliament, would we be able to bring people to book? They went to Kenofurata's house. The watchman, the security person at the gate, didn't complain of being assaulted. They say, hey, why did you go to his house? Should we go and invite angels to undertake investigation? When you go to National Security Secretariat, the people there, every officer you see there, is either a police officer, a BNI officer, or an army officer. So if an army officer is undertaking a duty in the name of national security, do you bastardize that kind of a and call it a raid and call it an attack and you call them hungry thieves? Do we have to label our police and security officers those kind of titles just to shield our friends who have been?
These investigations, raids into amount for fear is not the best, and that he has to be changed. Jakpa in particular.
Well, they are just afraid of him. If I was the one leading it, if Obi was leading it, if Nanabi was leading it, would they be happy? Would they have been complaining? Is it because it's Jakpa? So we should bastardize him, we should demonize him, and not look at the substance of what he is doing. If Apenyo Markins was leading it, they will be happy. They will be satisfied that he is doing. So these are the people who look down on others. That is the mentality of the people in the minority. They look down on others. Even for Apenyo Markins to believe that soldiers and police officers who are on lawful duties are criminals and they are hungry people and they steal 100,000 Ghana cedis is disrespect and demeaning. And nobody in the MPP should support such an unguarded mentality. So what they are here, so the name Jakpa is the one they are afraid of. I'm saying that a thief cannot determine how he should be handled. Jakpa is the one who will go after all of them. They can go and bend the sea. If they run away, we'll bring them back. Anybody who run away will not participate in 2028 election unless you are not in this country. They should stay here and face the law if they think they haven't done something wrong. Yadi woman na tikromu ha. Mo bi ngade. Oti hanso a ubokro no a ye bechiw. Ukosruba from a ye bechiw. Jakpa no na beye It will only take the president to decide that I want to change the modus of operandi of national security or otherwise. It doesn't have to take minority. They should keep quiet and face the law. Were they human beings living there?
Offices now say the general environment.
The entire Jubilee house have been reduced to nothing.
Hey.
Very dirty, unkept, misused, lack of maintenance. Bibiaye Basa at the seat of the president.
And Jubilee House, no, I'm
telling you, sir, I'm inviting you. That was where President Akufo-Addo was operating from until 7th January.
Yeah, but
and I can describe it as a dirty place, a place of filth.
I'm asking Mustafa, say, the halls are Penny swear ministers ni in, no? Is that also part of the rundown place? I can answer me.
There be say hall there, hall. The Jubilee House is a big place. Come to a tour and see. I was thinking, sir, when the regional ministers were complaining, there was some element of a you until I went to the Jubilee House. So you ask yourself, every year in, year out, that the presidential budget was ballooned at the expense of the ordinary taxpayer. No? You ask yourself, what were they doing? Look, gardening is poor, painting, nothing, lighting, poor, misuse of furniture. The entire building is unkept. Obi, you ask yourself if intellectuals were the people who occupy the Jubilee House, people who hold Louis Vuitton suits and watches and bags, people who have taste for dollars, were they the people operating from the presidency?
Mustafa, is this a ploy to want to get a budget for the renovation of the place? And I will be throw away in to test the waters and answer they are there.
I'm telling you, come and see. You know, me what is wrong, I'll talk about it. Come, go to the place. You see, you should help us build this country. Me, I don't do politics, so I do my politics as a ministry. The judgment is between me and God. But let me tell you what is wrong. I will talk about it. Let me not be remembered for being a hypocrite, but a young man who stood for the cause of justice and what is right. The ordinary Ghanaian is suffering. Obi pe 20 Ghana cedis. Akwa ko trade wiane ne wontimi nya. Obi the hospital ya hwe no oniska obi tuaka. Owufo bi su said you obehwe ne mampo oniska no hwe ne ma. If you have state officials who have lived very recklessly, managed, destroy the country, different from what they do to their private companies, then you ask yourself there, was it deliberate malice to punish the people of Ghana? Was it incompetence? Was it recklessness? Or it is just shared wickedness on the part of the regime of President Akufo-Addo and his appointees to punish the people of Ghana for making them come into the presidency of Ghana?
Yeah, but Mustafa, you'd also realize hitherto na Jubilee House and Nim Holons ne wohono obehena aye dry, aye brown, tan, and I recall when Addo came to occupy the Jubilee House, one of the first things from Moye is to bring back the lush green nature of the lawns, no. And I'm for so I recall, what you are saying now, a bit weird that the Jubilee House.
I'm not. You are a journalist, well respected. We are in here. Come to the Jubilee House, visit the, and then you say whether I'm speaking from the sky or I'm speaking from experience. And then the conversation says, what the person has come to meet must stop. The reality is that Obi, the carpenter, now better wheelchair. It is not enough to say that by the time you leave Asempa, you should put back a carpentry chair.
Yeah.
It is not enough. And I'm saying that the presidency was recklessly managed. It ran down the place. It's dirty.
Wow.
I'm saying it. If you want, come and visit the place. Will MPP also defend this kind of acts?
Mustafa, what it is about a horse here? Is it some heaps of refuse and now furniture na ya say no curtains na say walls na paintings na why what actually is the problem?
Did you actually for once interviewed the regional ministers? Did you send your people to visit the region?
I went to Ashanti region myself. And
did you see it?
Many of my in the breaking story the state of the residency of Ashanti region. Yes, I saw
Did you see it?
I saw it.
You testified that it was unkept.
Yes, it was terrible.
You also testified that the person who was the regional minister was educated and an elite, a politician of this country.
Yes, he was not living in the residency actually. Now,
do you also know that Volta region, the regional minister is one of the richest persons in the Volta region today?
I know he's a private businessman. That's so a richest.
That is correct. Region, because I schooled there, and the regional minister owned one of the biggest hotels.
Yes, Sky Plus Hotel. I know of Sky
So
Plus.
I then tell you that the residency was run down as we speak. And so the question is, will these individuals manage their homes the way they have managed government facilities? Let me go back to Ashanti region before I come back to the Jubilee House. The way the regional minister have run down the residency, which is a government installation, and the excuse is that he wasn't living there, just run down the place. Call the regional minister and interview her. Go to the presidency, and I therefore invite you. You would have all security clearance to check.
Yeah,
the way President Akufo-Addo has kept the Jubilee House, if that is the way it was handed over to him, and if there was anybody that would justify the budget, the expenditures of the presidency, and what we see today, so we'll be disabling the company.
Yeah, we'll do that. But Mustafa, what is curious, and it's the president of the republic, the new president, and the appointees occupy Jubilee House, or for some, the better part of the
if the government that understands poverty and what it takes to salvage poor people, being the leader, President John Dramani Mahama,
yes,
is not living to taste and saying that the most important thing is that I must do the business of the people of Ghana. In the last 1.5 months, he's been busy setting up government. In fact, the speed at which he is setting his government up is unprecedented. If you check the records, sometimes it even takes 1 year, 6 months, and suddenly are setting up government every year. The fact that they have taken over government and operating from same at the presidency is not enough to say that it is not a dirty place, it has not been kept well, it has not been maintained properly. You will not see a bucket of papers and answer debris to say that the place is dirty. But if you see a place which is unkept to the standard of a presidency, you can see it. You can see it. That is a seat of government, the most civilized elite, highest prestige building of the state. But that was occupied by people who know dollars.
But why are we talking
now? Because we have to let Ghanaians know. Ghanaians must know that, you see, the MPP have agreed with President Akufo-Addo to just destroy this country. They've lived not just stealing money, not just mismanaging the economy, they have also failed to protect state properties. One of such properties are the various residences, including the Jubilee House, where President Akufo-Addo operated from. Ajapade nso ka ho. And so those sitting in parliament who are being dishonest, those sitting at the MPP headquarters who does not respect the fact that the people of Ghana voted on a particular reason and defending the rot and criminality of the previous government should know that they are being hypocritical. The reality is that President Akufo-Addo have mismanaged this.
No, no, we should do my subscribe. I mean, YouTube channel now. I like it. Now I share. Now no commenting. So I show my baby brain. I keep going. So Mustafa Bandi, as my work every day, say, or mobile make sure say state men are or mobile tonight for a memo no omvia near or usually the state no and the FA man. They will make sure say they will go after them and retrieve all. So one of my starting before for some year which channels this is just the beginning cry. Omunya ndu baby afi na oma share eye operation ase. Na afenyo markings there ensema okeka no target the operatives eye national security operation the security men say they are thieves and all that because of eye the kusi or adhesive feel. Obuja me no obi serious na yakofa nsam for